Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. So this channel is for educations and technology only. So in past few days, many of our Wing Chun friends have already read the Wing Chun Inception. And some of our Wing Chun friends have joined or participate in the live chatting with me in the Human Operating System Development Group. So questions come up is, should I continue practice my Wing Chun form or Wing Chun set, such as the 小念頭尋橋標誌? And some even ask, should I continue do the practice the mind power, e.g. 擒陽貓, which is clamping knee, the triangle shape structure holding, and the 攤磅伏, so forth, so forth. So today I'd like to share with you what is happened in traditional Chinese culture or traditional Chinese martial arts. And so you, after have this information, you make the judgment for yourself, because I cannot tell you what to practice or what not to practice, because there's so many things there which I don't know. I don't want to generalize things. Okay, so I'm going to share with you this, which is what exists in ancient traditional Chinese martial art and in Wing Chun. You make your own judgment. Okay, and last night I was joking with people, and actually I mean serious too, not really joking, because when they keeping ask me this type of question, should I do this in Wing Chun or not, blah blah blah, I say, you know what, first maybe I need to change another name. Instead of call me Wing Chun Sifu, or call me Hendrik or Sifu Hendrik, just call me Q here on. Q. So many doesn't understand why I want myself to be called Q. Well, if you watch James Bond movie, you know who is Q, right? The guy who run the research and development group. Got nothing to do with politics, nothing to do with who is good guy, bad guy. It is a focus on technology only. So I was telling many friends, I said, call me Q, but don't call me Hendrik Sifu or Wing Chun Sifu Hendrik. No, I'm not. Long time, you can see in this channel, I don't want people to call me Sifu or Wing Chun Sifu or anything. I'm just a researcher, right? So I say, it's better that you guys call me Q. So that way I'm out of all this politics and lineage politics and all this thing. Because I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be there. I don't want to put down people. I don't want to boost people. I just want to research and show what it is. Because what? This is about our culture. We need to know what it is. Instead of we just have a form, like create our own form, and just like in the movie, you want to add this move in, that move in, those kind of stuff, right? We want to understand what is going on. So let's start. Let me tell you about the Chinese culture. Chinese culture is very problematic after 1900, as the last chapter in the Wing Chun Inception state. So May 4th, 1919, so about 100 years ago, right? 1919, today is 2020. This is May 4th, 1919. So the Chinese decide to drop the classic language of China. They switch to the modern. And after that, many things we don't understand what's going on in the past anymore. Okay? So it is in the last chapter. That's why I put it there. Now, today, let's start with something like this. Today, we all, if you read in the martial art books or the Chinese culture book or Taoist or philosophical book, on every book or whatever book, especially those the internal art guy books, you always read about I Ching, the book of change, and then inside there you read about Pa Gua, okay, the hexagon, the symbol is like that, right? Now, if you read all those books and you find out what is Pa Gua, but what is Gua, or actually Gua is hexagon, this and this and this and this. What exactly it is the Gua mean? The Pa Gua, the Gua mean. What does it mean? What does it mean? Well, you can see that majority of people don't know what it is. They say this is I Ching, this is the Tai Chi, this is Wu Ji, and then this is Pa Gua, whatever. You know what does the ancient Chinese mean by the Gua? Gua? The ancient Chinese mean the Gua in today's today's language is this: spatial temporal phenomenon. That's exactly what it is. It means it is a time-space state. Okay? So, the Gua of the Pa Gua, the Gua of the Pa Gua, the Gua of the hexagon, this is a symbol of a time-space state or a spatial temporal phenomenon. Okay? So it is a phenomenon. Okay? It is a time-space state. So why is the Chinese saying that this is a Gua? Gua in Chinese is like hanging on the wall. So what is hanging on the wall? It is picture. So what is that? The picture hanging in the sky or in the cosmos? Well, that is the spatial temporal phenomenon or the time-space state. So like if you have this thunder, it is talking about a time-space state or phenomenon, a natural phenomenon, or the spatial temporal phenomenon. Well, what is that got to do with I am enlightenment like Buddha, I am spiritual, blah 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 blah, and it continue on. It's come from Wu Ji, you have Tai Chi, you have this Qi and that Qi. While the ancient is talking about this time-space state, where it's in engineering. You have the state-space equations for describing control systems, and you can describing many things in physics. So saying this from really deep, well, I Ching is the first book of the Chinese culture. It is not about writing. It is all picture. It is about state, the change of states, it is about the spatial temporal phenomenon. Okay, it's not philosophy. Oh yeah, my Lao Tzu, everybody have their philosophy. So in the past about 100 years, the Chinese do not follow this anymore. Many have no idea what is going on. So they have all their philosophy, I think, I believe, I whatever my opinion. And then when the thing get into the West, more of those. Everybody's sitting down there playing philosopher. Okay? So whatever it is really solid, now it becomes some kind of woo stuff. Who the heck know what it is? So we have to be careful. we need to be careful, and we need to actually know what the ancient is talking about. Instead of we adding our 5 cents, and then after 50 years you're adding the 5 cents, nobody know what is. So today people will look at that, the Bagua, the Yi Jing for what? Oh, fortune telling. I have the spiritual fortune telling. So it's like the ancient Chinese is like today's scientists. If they come and talk to today's scientists, mainstream scientists in the college, they can talk. But then the guy who which is most of us, who took whatever the writing of the ancient scientists, we just translate it into the spiritual, philosophical, Chinese wisdom, philosophical. And that's really, oh my God, what the heck you guys doing? Okay. So with this type of thing, we better now describe what the Chinese actually do or mean into today's science or sports science or physics, or else we are living in a fantasy zone. Like the spiritual stuff, we keeping talking about law of attraction. You can attract a lot of money. The other day I just see a video, a YouTube, a friend sent me telling me I should learn from that guy. That guy said this. I don't want money, but you know what? Because I have to pay for all this, including lighting and everything. If I don't have money, then I cannot pay for this for free for you. And you know what? So you send me more money. $10,000 is good too. Because if you send me more, it's a law of attraction. You send me more, you'll get more. Okay? So a friend tell me that. He said, why don't you just do this to your fan and the people who watch your YouTube? So they send you a lot of money, because the more they send you, the more you get. The more they get. Okay? So we are not going to go those paths. Let's talk straight on this thing, because it influences you, it influences me, it influences everybody. If we love Wing Chun, we love traditional Chinese martial art, we love Chinese culture, we better get this thing straight. That's why, again, I want to be Q. I don't want to be this Sifu, the Hendrik, or the Hendrik, which is this Wing Chun lineage. I don't want to do anything with it. If I do that, then it will be like again, like this guru. You send me more money, so you get more. Law of attraction. Okay. So you got this serious stuff. Okay. Now, 1850 Shilin sets. Okay. No joking. It consists of the impulse momentum, the core elements, the physiological states. We like it or not, when we present or describe the 1850 Shilin sets in today's scientific language like this, spatial, temporal phenomenon, it is this: impulse momentum, core element, physiological states. That's what the content in the 1850s Shilin sets. That is the content in today's language. Okay? So it is not that you can add one, inside there. Let me tell you a story. Year 2000, I was in a country in Southeast Asia. The reason I fly there is because I found out that they have lost this thing. So I fly there with my own pocket money. Doesn't asking for you give me more, you'll get more. Fly there. This is year 2000, my own expense. because I want to give this back to the certain people, group people. So they tape me, they tape record me, and so forth, so forth. And then the night before I leave, this grandmaster told me, he said, Hendrik, by next time we meet, I will using what you give me to generate more sets. You will see so many sets. Okay? So we have so many sets. Well, after that, I left back to the United States. And then it start, since they get my video on me on this kind of thing and they couldn't quit or whatever, then I start to badmouth my Sifu, Cho Hong Chua. At that time, I pulled the plug. So they don't know what is here. They don't know. They don't know about this. I pulled the plug. Because later they say Hendrik is not this last name, so Hendrik doesn't have this, blah 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 blah. Go to around the world for that. So the reason I share with you this is this: we got to be watch out. We need to know what the heck we are talking about, because things can collapse in front of our face if we mess around. Because in this entire world, I am not the only one who knows this, okay? Why do I know all this? Because I go visit a lot of Sifus. They taught me, okay? And I piece it up, and I know. So can we cheat? I can guarantee you there are many people out there, Sifu, which is better than me. If I bullshit you or I create thing or something, they know. Because they have that level, they understand. It's just like a scientist. You got so many professors in the university, even though they are not famous, they know what they are doing. Okay, so 1850 shooting tower sets. You have impulse momentum, you have the core elements, you have the physiological states. And this impulse momentum is the applications of the art, and the physiological states development is the body conditioning. And you need the core elements here. So that's why in the book, I have this H model, which is map it into today's language. And then I have this C model. Yeah, this is a C model. So the 6 core element is mapped into that. So in other words, with the H model and C model, we want to map this thing. We want to map this thing in today's language. So it's like this Bagua. When people ask you, what is Bagua? You tell them, it is the ancient way of saying time, space, state, or spatial temporal phenomenon. Just tell them that. Then we know, we are honest to it. Otherwise, what are we going to teach our student? What are we going to teach our student? That's why I wrote this book. People should know this, okay? Otherwise, we're going to screw everybody. We cannot play that guru. Law of attraction. I teach you law of attraction. You want to be in my mentor group? It's $10,000. Okay, mentor group. Only I take 200 students, not more. Okay, $10,000. Okay, send me that. You will get more. Well, we don't want to be like that. We want to be honest on this, and we need to know that in the impulse momentum handling with the core physiological state, the physiological state, because you need the physiological state to activate your impulse momentum. For example, physiological state body conditioning is like if you want to go to the mountain, you want to go down to the sea and so forth, you need a four-wheel drive. So you need the physiological conditioning or the body conditioning, turn yourself into a four-wheel drive. If you don't have that, you cannot go up to the mountain driving a front wheel drive. You just cannot do it. So that's another reason why many people ask me, they say, well, Hendrik, can you make something so that I can, we all beginner can try it out, test it out right away? Well, this is the problem. If we don't have this condition, how are we going to test it out? How are we going to test it out? If we don't have the four-wheel drive, how are we going to drive in the Rocky Mountain up without, there's no street there, just going up the hill? You cannot do it. Well, it's very simple for the guy who have the four-wheel drive, just go up there, right? So this is that, okay, in the 1850 Shilin Tao set. And also, we need to be careful. In the 1850 Shilin Tao set, you have three cases of attack. The case direct, which is from here to here, direct. The case of this, from here up down, which is this case. The case from far away shoot in. It have these three cases. Then you say, Hendrik, are you serious? Well, I always speak by evidence, right? So I show you. By 1850, even by 1700, when the Shaolin Classic, we know Shaolin Classic is like the end of 1700. Let's look at the Bubishi. Look at this thing. Don't this belong to this group? Okay? Look at this. Don't that belongs to this group? And it also show you the guy on the top really cannot do a thing because it's down there. All this and this hand here it cannot be used. Okay? Now, on this case, you see this thing too, right? The K-Zhang. The K-Zhang. And of course, we see usually our like the Po Pai Sao. Okay? Which is this case? Now, by late 1700, by 1850, all these cases already is in the martial art community. Okay? The Okinawan, the Kyushu people, the White Crane people, the Chinese know about it. And you expect to face this by 1850. Now look at your sets. Does the mind power, the E.G. Kamyongma, which clamping knees, the triangle structure holding the Tan Pong Fu, be able to cover this? It's just this, okay? It's just this as what I show you. Will whatever we practice in the sets, with the weight behind and so forth, cover this general case? which is people know 100 years ago. Ask the questions. Let's talk technical by evidence. The ancient facing this, they have solution for this. It is already popular, is a known stuff by 1850. It is not really like pop up today. Oh, people have takedown on all this kind of thing. It's not something pop up today. What people see today, for this MMA, this few years, as in this and as in the book, you know the major trend is there already. The basic technology is there by 1850. So the question is, which everybody have to answer for themselves. Does their sets cover this thing, which is belong to the impulse momentum handling, and which is you need a physiological body conditioning to handle it? Well, for example, if you want to do this, your body has to be conditioned very different than you want to do in the stand straight, right? And to against it, the same thing, you want to against it, to play with it, your body condition has to be indifferent. You cannot say, well, I just train in this one, I'll be able to handle this and that. You can. It's like the four-wheel drive thing. And also the physiological state, you involve your lung and your heart as over here, you know, in the H model, I map it up. Okay, so if you look at this, so actually I make it, I summarize it, momentum based on heart rate variability, which is your heart, SpO2, which is your lung, how much oxygen in your blood. It have this training in today's language. That's why I put it in my new shirt. Okay. No, I'm not gonna sell you this shirt. Okay. But I put it out there because it's for fun. Okay. One side is the momentum and the HRV and the SpO2. Another one is the Wing Chun, which is 2020. So this is what the content. So let's go back to this, like the Yi Jing, the Gua. We need to know what is going on between this guy and this guy. What is the ancient Chinese talking about? And then, well, you have to answer your questions. Do whatever you have your mind power, e.g. Kamehameha triangle and Tam Pong Fuk, be able to solve this issue? Your Tam Pong Fuk and your all this mind power, will it be able to solve all this example issue for these three cases in the short, in the close range? This is what close range, right? Very close. It's not far away fighting, right? Wing Chun is a short strike, close quarter fighting, right? So close quarter fighting, the ancient, we know that. Or it's called shorthand fighting, right? So this is to share with you. Now that is very deep. The water is very deep for the ancient. They know what they are talking about. The issue is, if we don't brought those what they are talking about, the science, into today's language, nobody know what it is. Nobody know what is the content. So this is to share with you. So again, you make your decision whether you continue to practice your form, your sets, or you want to continue create your new form, your secret techniques, while the ancient remain this way because it has been locked. Nobody can change it. Okay, and again, Wing Chun Inceptions is the first book. We're gonna put everything into today's thing, and then we can measure it with variable, because we have the heart lung, we have the momentum, we can do it scientifically, we can based on sports science. So here on everybody can get it. It is not law of attractions. You give me more, you get more. So send me $10,000. Okay, it's not that. And also, I'm not James Bond. I am not the belong to this evil group in the James Bond movie. I am not belong to the good guy in the James Bond movie. I am just Q. I tell you what it is. If this technology, what is this technology is about?